G'day guys, welcome back to the State Basketball Centre. It is Dandenong versus Bulleen for the Under-18 Vic Championship Girls Grand Final. My name is Matt Hickey. I'm joined by Grant Wallace from Basketball Victoria. Grant, lovely to have you with me here tonight.
Thank you, Matt. Looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it should be an excellent one. The Under-18 boys was very good. We've only played just about a minute. The only points so far coming from an Isabel Anstey 2. And we've played just about a minute. So, again, the filling out process, which happens a lot in grand finals, just starting off here early in the first quarter.
Both teams really disciplined about the way they're playing it. Well, there's a really bad turnover there.
As we see a backcourt violation now. Bulleen finished the season on top, 17-1 record, and Dandenong finished second. So we've got a first versus second battle, which is the way it should be for grand finals. The Dandenong Rangers 15-3 on their year, as we see Bulleen looking to go to work on their offense. Nice little put in, no, not quite, and it's Anstey comes away with a rebound. And geez, it's good to have a girl of her size, just as you say that, Grant, running and playing well. Shame she missed the shot, but you're exactly right. Girl of that size, happy to run the floor and dribble the ball as well.
Yeah, and one of the first ones back on D too, so she's got to maintain that. Good rotation. Really looking forward to both teams. Are really well coached. Grant Cadee, ex-MBL, and obviously Chris Anstey. 2 points there.
So it
Erin Riley.
2 apiece early on in this one. Now these two teams did play earlier on in the season. It was Bulleen who took home an easy win, as we see a missed three-pointer there from the Rangers. The Boomers 53-36 in that one, and it was just a struggle for any Rangers players. None of them scored in double digits. Well, Bulleen had 3 in double digits. Lacandro, Alice, and Caracas. Caracas had 4 3-pointers made, so keep an eye out for her, number 20 for Bulleen. Hopefully we get a bit of a tighter contest in this one compared to there, as we see the running floater is short. Good offensive rebound, though. Step through, and they'll look to reset. 3-ball. Not quite, and Grant, I'm not sure if you caught much of the last game, but I tell you what, there's a lid on the perimeter. That is really? For sure.
Yeah, a little nervous, aren't they? Both teams here a little bit at the start of the game. Very perimeter orientated. You know, early times you want to get the ball through hands and try and find the easiest shot you possibly can. Easier said than done, of course.
Indeed, that's what Sandringham managed to do in the boys' grand final. Got easy layups early, and it set them up for a good win. And there's a loose pass and a turnover. So as you said, bit of nerves creeping in. It's to be expected, an early substitution. That's Isla Annesley to step in for Dandenong. Out goes Belsiakoglu. Let's see how they set it up. Playing not a zone, as we saw a lot in the last game. Interesting to see if either team sits back into it. They did switch on that pick and roll, though, which is interesting.
Bulleen were really getting into the paint early on the last possession. Dandenong seemed really content just passing the ball around the outside, a little bit more patient. So 2 different game styles. That's a great target in there to Anstey.
And chins the ball well down in the low block. Good vision.
Pass.
And again, she's everywhere, so she's got to be the key for Dandenong, you're thinking. There's a loose play. Don't know what quite she was thinking on that occasion. But it ends up with 2. Alexandra Keating on the ground, just happy to throw it away in the end. But 2-point basket from the Dandenong Rangers, and they go ahead 4-2 early in this one.
And really good effort. Again, Anstey on the defensive end. She has a presence. Bulleen get to the paint.
There you go. We spoke about it. Get to the rim, and good things are going to happen to you in a high caliber and high pressure situation games like this one. And that was Jade Cadee finishing with 2 on the inside there.
And Jade can shoot from the perimeter, so it's interesting if she's going to be taking the ball to the basket, hoping the defense fall off her later in the game for a shot.
Thought that might have been a travel for a while, but the ball actually exchanged hands from one teammate to another, as you see another early substitution. So Chris Anstey happy to go to his bench early as Notman comes in and outsteps Stothard.
That's a great point. You look at Bulleen, they've only got 2 subs, so maybe that's part of Chris's game plan to freshen the legs, get everyone an opportunity early in the game.
And there is some token up-court pressure, so hoping to take some gas out of the ball handlers. It was a great drive. She couldn't finish, sadly.
She had a great season and a great state program, Elliot Ellis, with a block.
And a foul called there on Erin Riley. She wasn't too happy with it. And again, another early substitution, so really whipping through the bench as Anstey goes to the bench, and on comes Emily Sewell. So you might be spot on there, Grant, as Chris Anstey really looks to push this team, get fresh legs on off the bench and force Bulleen to make tough decisions when fatigued.
And they've got their staggers happening again. Sort of the staple for Dandenong, particularly in the men's program. Around the perimeter.
Single digits on the shot clock, but an excellent finish. Lovely 2-point basket from Ali Morgan. More than happy to take it inside the paint and finish well on the left hand. Wide open to side against the left-hand drive. Nice ball fake, but nobody moving for her there, Jade Kadee. And there's a hands-in foul, and I thought it was definitely there. Erin Riley drawing it.
And they're totally denying Scanlon. Once she gives the ball up, she's not getting it back. So, again, interesting game plan by Chris.
So let's see what Bulleen now, for all those at home, when there is a foul, there was a single digits on the shot clock there, but there's a foul. It resets to 24, so that can be quite costly when the shot clock is winding down. Great step through finish, and Abby Ellis knocked down the 2. Excellent. It looked like she had nowhere to go on the double team, but stepped through brilliantly and finished the play.
Yeah, great call. She found space.
Going nowhere on that occasion. There, Dandenong. Again, there's minimal movement probably from both teams here. They're really relying on whoever's got the ball to create. Nothing really coming off the ball to free up, and that's another tough move.
Great D too.
Excellent
by
defense.
Erin Riley, yeah.
Indeed.
Oh.
That's going to be costly. That probably even more costly.
And then give up a foul.
And that's a coach killer there. Wide open 2 missed, and as you said, gives up the foul. 6-all, 2.5 left to play. Bulleen now go to the bench, as do Dandenong yet again.
Yeah, it is a double whammy for a coach, isn't it? You miss the layup and then you give up a foul from reaching from behind. Extended pressure again by Dandenong.
So this looking to really take the energy out of the Bulleen ball handlers as we see a wing 3 and buries it. So there you go, the first deep ball of the game. More than happy Erin Riley to step up and knock that one down. So whichever team can settle in first will probably take the control in this one. In early days, Bulleen now, they have a 3-point lead.
And good structure early in the play, and then they just lose their way, Dandenong. Oh, who's that on? Yep, Dandenong ball, 7 on the clock.
It was good hands, though, from Bulleen. They almost forced the turnover. They just couldn't manage to reel it in. See what Anson's team has got on the baseline play. It's against a man-to-man, so they can draw up something here. Baseline pick comes. They kick it across to the top. Is Sewell going to work? Now over to Notman. That is a deep 3. Had to shoot it and almost banked it in. But Lacandro comes up with it, and she's quick to give it off to Abby Ellis, one of the Bulleen Boomers' stars.
He's getting into the paint really well, isn't she?
Great vision as well.
Yeah.
Would have been a tough finish from Lacandro, but she couldn't finish it.
The old Scoop Washington. Oh,
kick ball, and they're just turnovers are killing Dandenong at this point.
And
both teams. Bit of a comedy of errors here as we see another substitution from both teams.
So you'd like to say it's the defensive pressure?
You would like to say
that, yeah. Let's go with that for the moment.
Baseline ball wide open, probably a foul, and was. So just napping a little bit on defense there, Dandenong. And interesting as we go, once again, I'll say another substitution from Dandenong.
Yeah.
Becomes the battle between allowing players enough time to get into a rhythm on the court, because not all players can jump on the court immediately and just go straight into playing at their top level.
That's right. Unless that's what they've done all year. If that's the way the girls know how to play and they're comfortable with that. You know, he's got, 9 players there he's rotating all the way through.
And it'll be a level of nerves as well, no doubt. Grand final,
yes.
Of course, big crowd. We're here, of course, which also, live stream and people watching online and all that kind of thing. Players know this kind of thing, and as much as they probably try to not let it get to them, it does, I'm sure, in some capacity.
The reality is they're playing for a state championship that we know, so it's on the line. You can see the pressure of the coaches. They're both into it in a big way, barking instructions. They just need a score here.
They've been good enough to force turnovers now. They just have to take full advantage of them. Here's a Horns action at the top of the key. Double team out of the pick and roll. I don't mind that. Great pass.
Great look.
Riley's already knocked down one. Couldn't knock down the second. as we see Abby Ellis take a tumble and Dandenong come up with the ball.
Oh, good job. Got into the paint.
It's what you've got to ask. Attack the rim. Smart then from JKD. Fake the ball and then ran off. Get the ball quickly down for Bulleen and good things will probably happen. Little sidestep jumper was sweet. It was a deep 2. And it was Abby Ellis who just hint of an up fake and then a quick sidestep pull-up dribble and bang. Take that. Thank you very much. 10 seconds. Kick to the top. Extra pass. Probably could have gone one more. Decided against it and it was the right call as Eleanor Nickel buries 3. And that will be all she wrote for the first quarter. It flew by. But an excellent finish from Eleanor Nickel. Cuts the lead 2-3, but it's Bulleen up 12-9 through 1. Grant, your thoughts on that? What was a quick first quarter?
It was a very quick first quarter. That last play, I just wanted to highlight, though, Stoddard had a good look at the 3, which you called extra pass to a person who's better to look at, and then make the 3 at a vital time to bring the margin back to 3 points. Well, it was a bit of a rusty start, wasn't it?
Very, very rusty
Turnovers, some really ordinary fouls, and we need to see them come out now in the second half. A bit more structure, a bit more balance, a bit more composure, and away we go from there. He must have set a world record there for subs.
It would have been close in the first quarter of a grand final. Quickly, while I get the chance, I'll talk about the Talking Split, which is the new Big V coaching podcast. Now, if you're going to get on a podcast, which I'm big on at the moment, this is the one you probably want to dip your hand into. So whether you're just starting out as a beginner or you think you know a fair bit about coaching, the Basketball Victoria's coaching podcast Talking Split has a great range which covers just about everything and not just the X's and O's. So our team there is Rob Coulter and Mike Zeppel, 2 high quality coaches. They will delve into all the issues and that require greater focus and take, as I said, that discussion beyond the X's and O's. So you can jump online, search up the Basketball Victoria Talking Split podcast. It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Get listening.
And they're doing a great job, those 2 boys, and particularly now with Justin Schuler, who's left to go to Melbourne United. He's not there to defend himself, so...
A little bit of banter. Never hurt anybody.
Bulleen had gone to his own. Nice little change-up.
We did mention it earlier that teams might look to go to it, and probably to stop this play, Isabel Anstey, as she does a lovely little turnaround jump hook that banks in, and he'll take a very handy 2 points, and it's back to a 1-point ball game and some up-court pressure. How was the quarterback pass?
Yeah,
it is NFL season. Sadly, it didn't result in a basket, but Abby Ellis went bang from behind half court. Bit of Tom Brady in that throw.
It was great vision. Great vision. It gives Anstey 4 points. The other leading scorers at the moment, Erin Riley has 5. Abby Ellis has 4 for Bulleen.
Grant Wallace all over the stats. Look at the great man.
I'm not doing rebounds. Or turnovers.
Speaking of, there's one and zipping away down the floor. Nobody can catch her. She just had to slow herself down a touch to make the basket. She did exactly that, Ali Morgan, for 2 points.
Great job. And now they've got the lead by up 13-12. That extended pressure, great job.
So whichever team can limit their turnovers, as we see here, Bulleen looking to do something with the ball. It was good hands, and away went Nickel. She was just far too quick. Sorry, Ali Morgan, far too quick. And she finished very well at speed. And there's not another turnover, but geez, they are loose with the ball, both teams, early on in this game.
They are. Chris already calling, in fact, both teams calling a sub not even a minute into the quarter. So fresh legs will become a factor, I think, later in the game here. Great little step-back move there.
An air ball. It was a nice move.
Nice move.
As I like to say, $1 million move, but the 5-cent finish. As we say, more substitutions. We're going to try and stop talking about this, but again, this is that fast break layup. Look at the speed. Just too quick.
It's fantastic.
Had a player about 10 metres in front of her, but just could not catch up. So here's that zone that we mentioned earlier. Again, loose from Dandenong.
Oh,
great
wow.
drive, and where's the help defense? But she fluffed the layup.
Wow, got away with one there, Bulleen.
Kedee back the other way. Not quite. So we go back and forth at the moment. Dandenong with the 1-point lead. They were down at quarter time, but they've fought back well here. Bulleen yet to get on the board here in the second term.
Dandenong are really getting into the penetration of the zone. Great ball movement.
We're down now just to 15 seconds on the shot clock, so they've got time with that reset. Anstey, tough move. And she looks off balance, as we see in the replay. It looks like it's going to be a nothing shot, but the ability to get it to fall is just incredible, and you take those in a grand final. Yeah,
and as she develops, if you can move on that left hand, a little left-hand runner or the baby hook, becomes, because she's shooting from such a high spot. Kadee's doing a great job getting the paint. Well done, nice move.
Big block, but as you said, a very nice move. Little hesitation dribble. Got to the rim well, but was fouled before Anstey put it out of bounds. It'll be 2 free throws from Jade Kadee. As we see on the replay, nice little hesitation move, threw Anstey out. Anstey did recover, but the help had to come as we've got a timeout on the floor. What would you say now, Brand, if you're coaching Bulleen? You've played just over 2 minutes here, and you've got none of the momentum. You're yet to score in this quarter. You need something to fire your team.
Yeah, it's interesting. Grant decided to go to the 2-3 zone to change it up. It hasn't really worked for them. It's in fact probably worked for Dandenong more so than anything. You just need to get a score and get that thing turning over to keep that scoreboard pressure on there. If they can make a foul shot here, at least it gets the thing clicking over. But you have to say the momentum with the way that Dandenong have come out this quarter, even though we're a minute and a half into the second quarter, they've definitely turned the screws on. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Grant reacts to this. Does he do a little bit of extended pressure himself?
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like that indeed. 5:40 left in the second. And the ball is zipping around a little bit better than it was early in the first. In the first, it was a bit of just stand around and watch and hope that someone makes a tough play, which you just can't rely on consistently on the offensive end.
No, you're right. Both teams have done a better job this quarter. Jay Kadee, normally a very good foul shooter.
Let's see if you've just put the commentator's curse.
Yeah.
No, there you go. Happened in the last game. I'm a sucker for it.
Done it. Oh.
And you have.
Apologies, Jade.
Hey, it happens to us all. Happens to us all. And the second is good. So 1 from 2 isn't all that bad. 2-point ball game as there's almost another turnover. So whichever team can gather themselves here is going to go a long way to winning this ball game. It's just been a loose start.
Yeah, and Bulleen are staying in the zone. Keeping it really tight too. They're not sort of pushing it out beyond the 3-point line.
Great dribble drive, but the help came across quickly. Abby Ellis thought she got all the ball. Maybe a tough foul. We'll have a look on the replay. She came across for the help. Probably did get the ball, but on the body, which tends to be where the foul comes in. And that was where it did come in on that occasion. So it'll result in 2 free throws to Shannara Notman. The first is good. So apart from when you've put the mocker on them, the free throw shooting has been pretty good across the board.
It has. It has. It has. Making both there, and I didn't say a word. Dandenong staying in their man-to-man.
So as I mentioned, this ball movement, a lot better for both teams.
Yeah.
Bulleen really zipping it round, dribble handoffs, moving off the ball. Into single digits on the shot clock. Abby Ellis will look to create. Good inside-out dribble, and her teammate had moved. She was there about 5 seconds ago, but not anymore.
She's passing to our cameraman there.
Right idea, did all the hard work, but sadly for Bulleen's sake, Jay Kadee had risen up out of the corner and was not there to let that thing go from the wing.
Better offensive set, though. They had some ball reversal, ball movement. Ooh.
There's another air ball. We've seen 2 of those early, but as you say, both teams are a lot better moving the ball, and we see this up-court pressure from Dandenong again.
And that's probably the shot that Bulleen are wanting Dandenong to shoot. They're giving up that 3, trying to block it up so that Anstey doesn't get in control in the paint.
Not quite. So it rolled around but couldn't quite go in. And it was a frantic start to this game, frantic in early parts of the second quarter, but it just slowed a little bit. A couple more fouls being called, a little bit more back and forth, taking some more time on the shot clock, which is the right idea. As we see 2 free throws to Alexandra Keaton. She can't quite make the first. Now, I'll just let you know as the second is good. If you hear any random shouts or cheers that don't seem to line up with the game, Grant's a big Collingwood supporter. We've got the live scores ticking over here, so that's probably what you'll hear is Grant going off because the Pies may have just kicked a goal. As we see the up and under move didn't work.
Great job.
Great pivoting as well. How was the footwork then from Anstey? Excellent job. Looked like she was no hope of getting back to the basket, but finished very, very well.
Great job, and that's 8 points now, 6 in this quarter, becoming a factor. And again, Bulleen get into the paint.
And a little bit too easy. The help was non-existent or just came over a step too late, and the basket was made.
Erin Riley moving up to 7 points. Oh,
good
well
hands,
done.
You thought for a second. I
And
thought
guess
Abby
who?
Hallis.
Guess who?
Guess who indeed, Grant. 2 points, and we've got a player down. Abby Alice got a knock to the nose. But as you say, Isabel Anstey just playing terrific basketball out there, and not just making the glory plays, coming through, crashing the offensive glass, those 1%ers that coaches absolutely love.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic, and that gives her 10 points and is a factor now. What answers do Bulleen have to that? They've tried the zone now. Now the zone's not working. It's probably trying to get out of it. Chop or change the defense a little bit, keep the tempo going, and try and change it back into your favour. Down this far end, though, 16 points. So 4 points for the quarter for Bulleen in 4 minutes is not great.
The dribble penetration been very, very good, Bulleen, when they've actually done it. But if they're a bit slow, they tend to struggle to really get into it. And when they don't look at the basket, they struggle to put points on the board.
And it is a timeout here, so I might say that Collingwood are up by 5 goals.
Just a sneaky brag in there.
To all my Richmond fans and friends out there, I hope we can hold on Collingwood.
There's still a quarter to play. Anything could happen. We're 4 minutes through the second quarter here at the State Basketball Centre. The Under-18 Girls Vic Championship title is up for grabs. At the moment, Dandenong have got the lead, 21-16. They finished second, so Bulleen probably, sorry, that's on the regular season, they finished second, so Bulleen probably the favourites here, 17-1 record. But at the moment, it is Dandenong that have the control in this game.
Staying in their man-to-man. They've not come out of that Dandenong. It's been, they're sticking to their guns, trying to stop the penetration.
Just a bit
Shot clock at 3.
Stagnant here,
as might have been trouble. Good move, though.
Shot clock was winding down. It was a very stagnant play. They eventually managed to make the basket, but a bit of a bailout there for Bulleen, and it's probably not a consistent option with 2 seconds left on the shot clock to rely on that. 3 from low down, but whack, as you say.
Jeez.
Take all 3 of those. Balsioglu.
And that did not look like it got above the rim.
It was a tracer bullet, just went bang.
Great move,
step through. Couldn't quite finish.
Tempo's improved. Picked up a little. Why not?
Balsioglu again. Not quite. It is a low. But it's Sean Marion in that jump
Yeah,
shot.
there is. Oh, great way to run. Nice move. Oh.
Anstey says, get that weak stuff out of here with the huge block that goes crashing. And we see the baseline view on this. Up fake. No, thank you.
Abby did everything right there except for finish. That was a great job by Anstey. Well
a little
done.
bit of body contact, but the refs, and I applaud them for it, happy to let the play go on. Abby Alice thought about walking over and just having a few words, but decided better of it. That was a huge block.
It was.
24-18 lead here for Dandenong. While I've got the opportunity, I'll talk about, in the bonus, one of my favourite initiatives from Basketball Victoria. This is an awesome one, especially if you think you're a bit of a ref and you think you know better than the officials, which I tend to do a lot of the time when I'm out on the floor, Greg. So it doesn't matter if you're a player, you're a coach, you're a spectator or a referee. The technical officials department, who bring in some special guests from time to time. What they do on a Tuesday on the Basketball Victoria Facebook page is they put up a controversial or tough refereeing decision. They allow you to discuss it, they allow you to think about it and give your opinion on it. The comment section tends to get a little bit heated on Facebook sometimes. And then on Thursday, they put something up, they break down all the ins and outs of the call, they tell you what it would have been by the letter of the law, the tough things that run through a referee's decision. when it comes to that. I love this initiative. So if you want to understand it, you want to know what's going on, that's the Basketball Victoria Facebook page. In the bonus, it's called Tuesdays and Thursdays. You'll see that go up.
And it's been, like you say, it's been a great initiative by the Technical Officials Department at BV. And the education that's actually happening from it has been, oh, that's a nice look though.
Has been excellent.
Yeah, it has. It has.
As I said, coming from somebody like myself who thinks they know just about everything about the rules of the game, it's been an eye-opener, that's for sure.
Oh, she had her foot on the line, yes.
Great pick-up from New Grant. Just the foot on the line, and it'll go back to Bulleen. Still a 6-point to the Rangers, though.
And they've also got a couple of coaches in there, because as coaches we know everything, and we're always right. But it has been good. It's the education of that, for the learning for the younger referees, because there's so many different facets to this game that we love. Staying with their horns action, Bulleen. A little bit on. Oh, great roll there, boy. Great pass. Well done, yeah.
Indeed. Can they get a basket out of it? No, not quite, but it was a fantastic pass from Erin Riley. She fired it in. I didn't even think that there was a gap there, but she knew that there was an excellent pass, but sadly no basket as a result.
Oh, wow. That's what, that 4 layups they've missed now, Dandenong?
Some crucial ones and some wide open ones, that is for sure. So we see a foul being called. It will stay with Bulleen. Minute 43 left here in the first half. So 6 points. They'll look to bridge that gap, the Boomers. They'll want to cut that back into probably evens they'd be hoping for, but maybe 2 or 3 by the time half-time rolls around. Let's see what they can draw up from the baseline play.
And only drops a nice pass. Great look.
Erin Riley again, so she looks like the designated inbounder, because she's got an absolute bullet of a pass.
Yeah, she has. Only 6 points for this quarter, Bulleen.
Bit of a worry. They led 12-9 at quarter time, I believe.
Correct, yep.
And now they find themselves down 18-24. So it'll be free throws now for Alexandra Keating. She's found herself at the line a couple of times. The first is good. Cuts the lead back to 5 now. Has a chance to cut it back to 4 with the second. And
well done.
It is good.
Well done.
Just real no muck about stuff there. Just stepped up to the line, buried the free throws without even thinking twice about it, as the great shooters tend to do.
And Bulleen have come out of their zone, chopping it up as we thought. Great D. Good move.
Great finish. So no help needed, but potentially in the end someone needed to jump across. Here's some up-court pressure. They're going to double team at half court. Bulleen managed to navigate it.
Nice
Great
pass
again.
Great job. Well done. Outstanding.
Now, Erin Riley probably had the bailout here on the 45-degree angle. They had a player open. It was Alexandra Keating, but dribbled, made the tougher pass, but it was an excellent one and 2 points as we see a mid-court foul.
And back to within 4. Interesting that's all happening while Anstey's been off. Now she's coming back into the game. So Bulleen back to within 4.
As I said, they have the chance to really just take some momentum. Even if they don't get level or don't get past them, they can gain some momentum coming into the final term. Sorry, into the second half, I should say.
Yep.
It'll be crucial for them.
And a nice change-up by Grant Kadee to get back into the man-to-man.
Anstey,
Nice.
good
Nice.
pass.
Yep. Good shot.
Didn't quite look amazing out of the hand, but it was the right look. Definitely right about that. Great patience.
Oh,
little shove. That was just about as blatant as you could get. As Sophia Lacandro will go to the line to shoot 2. Great patience on the penetration there. They just waited for the play to unfold, found the right option, and it'll be 2 free throws for Bulleen.
And momentum swing a little bit to Bulleen now.
So back and forth we go as the first one is off back rim. Let's see the second here from Lacandro. And
Good
she
work.
buries it. Excellent work.
Takes her up to 5.
She's playing well. Not necessarily needs the ball in her hands a whole lot to put points on the board. Just gets the job done. They'll look for Anstey in the low block. It's not there. There's a 3-point bomb. Almost banked in. You'll take them any way you can get them, but not quite there from Isla Annesley.
Really good boxing out. Yeah.
It was a great pass, but too much momentum took her forward. Jake Kadee nailed the 3. but the charge was definitely there. You could see that one coming from a mile away.
30 seconds left in the clock for the half. 3-point margin.
Expect them to probably hold the ball up now. As you say, about a 5 or 6 second. No, they let the ball go. Not quite, so maybe Bulleen will hold for one, and Anstey, that is just a silly foul. The result in free throws for the Rangers.
Yeah, Aaron Riley had a really bad backcourt foul here, I thought, in the first half.
Sorry,
there's no need for that.
Free throws, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that is not a smart foul.
That's another one for Anstey. She's got 2 in pretty quick succession, I should say. And she's got to be careful because she's such a pivotal part of this Rangers team. She's in foul trouble. They are in some strife.
Abby Ellis up to 5 points.
19 seconds on the clock. That is what will be left for the Rangers. As we see a substitution on the floor, in comes Erin Riley, a very short break for her. And Abby Ellis probably gets her only break for the game. It'll be 19 seconds to end the first half.
And Bulleen have dropped back to their zone for the last play.
Just happy to slow it down now. 10 seconds into single digits on the clock. What can they do to end the first half? There's the 3. It was a low release, flat, not quite. Good hustle on the boards, tipped long from Alexandra Keening. And the Rangers will have 1 second. Expect Anstey to call a timeout, and he does eventually get it. So Anstey will look to draw something up. Grant, I'm going to throw the coach's board over to you.
Yeah.
What are you going to draw up in this?
You got time to catch it and shoot it.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. So if you can get a little backdoor option, I would think that Bulleen will stay in their zone, their 2-3 zone. Chris just checking on how much time is actually left in the clock.
I don't actually think that the Rangers had a timeout to spend. I think that's what the bench is trying to figure out, because they've quickly been called back.
Lucky he didn't get a tech foul.
It has happened before. He may have had enough time to draw something up. So interestingly, Anstey back on the floor, maybe for a little lob pass over the top for a tip in. We'll see what happens. It's Ali Morgan giving the ball in. There's Anstey. Good catch. Probably a foul.
Yeah.
But the refs go quiet with the whistle, and that will be the first half in the books. There's Dandenong, who jumped out to a decent lead in the second quarter, but a great work from Bulleen. They pegged it back. It's 26 Dandenong, 25 Bulleen. And Grant Wallace, how have you found it the first half?
Well, Isabel Anstey was a factor there early, wasn't she? She had 10 points for the half. Rebound, that block shot was outstanding. And then it's just that dumb foul towards the end there. So I think Bulleen did really well to sort of regroup after the margin full. They didn't score very many points early on there, and they were able to regroup. Now they're back in the ball game. 25-26 at the half. It is anybody's ball.
We could be. We look set for a very, very tight one. And as I mentioned earlier, it was Bulleen who smashed Dandenong in their previous meeting earlier this year, 53-36. And Dandenong had trouble getting scorers to really put numbers on the board. Nobody in double digits in that game. They've made a bit of a better start here. In fact, they're in front. Whether they'll be able to hold on is the question as we now look through some of the replays. And as you spoke about Anstey, some great footwork from her there as she made plays. Meanwhile, Kadee, Lacandro, they all did good work inside for the Bulleen Boomers.
Yeah, all contributing. That was a big 3, that one too. Isn't the vibe in here fantastic? Grand final night. I was over at Dandenong earlier for my son's under 14 VC Grand Final. They won that.
Happy days. Congratulations.
So, thank you, yeah. So, but the vibe over there was amazing. The amount of people watching games. We've got a game on the other court here. I guess it's the under 21 men's final.
It is.
Ringwood and Dandenong, so you can hear that noise in the background.
Guys I've played with over there, some of the Ringwood fellas.
So a lot happening here. So well done to the MU VJBL and the way this is all being organised. We have a great game here to finish off the night.
Indeed. Excellent game here, and all brought to you here on the live stream by Sportscast Australia. You can find them at sportscastaustralia.com.au or give them a call 0412 865 555. That was 0412 865 555.
So we have for the Rangers, Anstey has 10 points. Next best is Ellie Morgan with 4. For Bulleen, we have Lacondra with 5, Abby Ellis with 5, Erin Riley with 7. Spreading the load there on the Bulleen side.
Stats brought to you by Mr. Grant Wallace himself.
And a handy ballpoint pen.
And if you don't have a handy ballpoint pen, well, yeah, you're up the river without a paddle.
So Dandenong staying in the man-to-man, as they have for the whole game.
See
Great pressure there, keeping the ball out of Scanlon's hand, Abby Ellis's hands.
They will look to give this up-court pressure Dandenong a bit, especially with the limited substitutions that Bulleen have got. Abby Ellis, pull-up jumper, not quite.
Oh,
Great
no.
offensive rebound, and a silly foul from Anstey, and that is another one for her. We'll wait to see the scorers table to see what number it is. Jeez, that's got to hurt.
Yep. It's got to be 3 at least.
It's definitely 3. They're just taking their time, really drawing this one out. As we see Riley knew that one was out. Anstey comes up with the board, so scorers table didn't end up putting the number up, but it's at least 3. I'd suggest it's only 3 with the fact that she's still out there.
Great
Riley,
work, great work.
just doing some great things.
Way to
and
run.
Excellent passing, as you say, and another 3-point play attempt. The Bulleen Boomers have come out of halftime fired up, and I tell you what, Erin Riley, her passing is elite so far in this game.
And she ran the floor. She was off. As soon as they got possession down here in the backcourt, she was gone.
Abby Ellis finishing through the contact. She'll go to the line. There's that bullet pass, just what you want in transition.
Made it.
Abby Ellis didn't have to break her stride at all, caught it in stride, went to finish and won. Thank you very much. And all of a sudden, Bulleen, 5 quick points to start this third term. And
Good
they
take,
go
good
up
D.
by 4
Great basketball.
points. Very well put there, Grant. It was good defense and an encouraging take there for Dan.
Oh, well done.
Go gadget arms.
Too long, yeah.
Launched up there. Great running
well
on the
done.
floor.
Well,
and they reward her, but she can't quite finish. They get the O board. Great hustle. Anstey comes up with it. We've got to play it wide open. Why not let that thing fly? But it was short. And no surprise that it's Erin Riley who comes up with it. 2-on-1 back down the other way. Pull-up jumper. Interesting choice. Probably not the coach's ideal play.
Oop.
And almost a backcourt, but Caracas did well to get the O board.
And smart play by Riley, pulling it out with a little bit of tempo there. Nice move.
Abby Ellis goes again now. She's really starting to get into this game. Fake to go into the screen, cross back the other way. Players become very good at that and finish well on the inside.
That gives her 11 points now to the game high.
Handoff.
Is it wrong of me to say Collingwood look like they were going to be in the grand final next week?
Look, I'll give you a pass, Grant. I'll give you a pass. Good
Great
take
move.
inside.
Well done.
Anstey there finishing, and as we said, those offensive boards, even when she's not getting the ball in the set offense, because she's so long and so tall, she can crash the offensive glass and gives you great points. Corner triple, no backspin on that and didn't finish, and there's Anstey again, and here we go, pushing the floor. Kick back to the top, thought about the 3, eventually launched it short arm, so couple of long 3-pointers here that just quite haven't had the journey.
Bulleen are doing a great job, though, when the ball goes up on their defensive end to box out. They're doing a really good effort on that, knowing they're a smaller group and they need to box out.
Great ball fake and the extra pass. 3-point shot. No good on that occasion. But Erin Riley, gee, she's playing an excellent game here for Bulleen.
She's a leader. Oh, that's
pull-up triple. Probably not the shot that Chris Anstey was looking for, but Elsioglu's got the green light because she can knock it down at will. Ball just slows here. Good extra pass. No, again, there's a lid on the basket from distance.
Is that the same ring as the previous game?
100%. It was grand final nerves potentially getting them as they shoot from deep. Again, there's that bullet 3. And another missed triple, so which team can pull it off and start shooting 3s?
And really good box out by LaCondra, going up with the rebound. Into the paint. Oh.
Not quite from Riley. She has been excellent, but couldn't quite finish there. So we've almost played half of this third quarter. Play call now coming from Dandenong. They trail by 4. They want to get on the board. It's been a bit of a dry spell here for them.
Just like it was for Bulleen in the second quarter.
Interesting pick from Anstey. Don't know how legal that was, but there was hands in. And it'll be a baseline ball. Points will not count as we see 3 in, 3 out here for Dandenong.
Yeah, some mass subs. Some tired legs out there. The tempo of this quarter has been very high. Nancy really is blowing there. She got out and ran really hard. Quick break, and I'm sure she'll be back in.
It's just what every coach tells a big player to do. Either if you get the rebound or you don't, kick it off if you do, and then run the floor basket to basket is what you want from your big players, and Nancy terrific at that. As we see Bulleen to the races now. What can they do? 1-on-2, up fake, step through. Up fake didn't actually do anything, and it'll be Bulleen ball out of bounds.
Love the tempo that Abby Ellis pushing forward with.
Oh,
nice seal, wasn't it?
It was on. Abby Ellis decided to go against it, which we've probably got to commend her for because they've struggled here.
Oh, great step back.
Couldn't quite get the shot to go, but as I said, fantastic move from Cadet.
Still a 4-point margin, 3:45 to play in the third. Good ball movement here by Dandenong, which we haven't really seen a whole lot of this quarter.
Yeah, it's been back and forth with the ball movement. Neither team really consistently pinging the ball around, being up and down. Step through, running floater. Probably could have taken it in all the way. Doesn't matter because she finishes well on the right-hand floater.
Bring the margin back to 2. Now Dandenong have dropped into their zone. The 1-3-1 zone. Oh, well, there you go. Exactly what they wanted from a Dandenong viewpoint.
So here come the Rangers back down the other way. Erin Riley guarding the ball. Kicks over to the wing. This game is just slowed at 32-30. Met solidly.
Whoa.
Played for the foul. Didn't get it. You thought there maybe was one?
Yeah, I reckon there was. I think Chris could be a bit unhappy with that no call, but I think Bulleen got away with one.
So 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We've got an exciting finish on our hands. Thanks for staying up late with us here at the State Basketball Centre, but make sure you keep your eyes on this game because we look set to go right down to the wire as we see the Rangers looking to push the ball here. Good patience.
Yeah, great trail.
Great patience, and then a smart play from Isla Annesley to knock down the free throw jumper. Sometimes you can get caught up with taking the ball to the basket, not shooting the open shot, but you've just got to take what's given to you on offense.
A great shot and levels the game now. Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it? Ooh.
Loose ball, and that looked out of bounds. It'll go to Dandenong.
Done well, Dandenong, getting themselves back into this quarter. A bit like Bulleen did in the second. Started slow, came back tempo-wise. The other half of the quarter in their way.
Big final 2 minutes here, no doubt about that. Let's see who can wrestle the momentum going into the last period. Annesley, great extra
work.
pass to the corner. Offense working so well, but couldn't quite get it to go. I tell you what, normally when you see teams like that make the extra pass, move the ball, the shots tend to drop, but tonight there has been a bit of a lid on the basket.
No, it was good offense though. This 1-3-1 has worked for Dandenong.
But that three ball is good.
Wow.
Bit more of the commentator's curse coming in as Abby Ellis steps up right when her team needs her and puts them up by 3 with a dagger from deep.
Gives her 14 points now for the game. Nice move.
Great move. And one. Potentially a bit of a soft foul, but the up fake, dribble drive, fundamental basketball, and an excellent finish through contact.
And she had a similar move in the second quarter there that she missed the layup on.
We've got a timeout on the floor. So it is a 1-point lead here to the Bulleen Boomers with just a tick over a minute left here in the third quarter. When I get the opportunity, just want to have a chat about the Under-14 Indigenous Basketball program that Basketball Victoria is very, very proud to launch, and as they should be. We're currently looking for players that are interested in participating to register their interest. The program aims to identify Indigenous basketballers to participate in a number of different tournaments throughout the year of 2019. And to be eligible for the program, players must identify as being Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander, currently reside in the great state of Victoria, and be born in either 2006 or 2007. Now, if you want more details, just head over to the Basketball Victoria website.
Great program they're running there. It's fantastic.
Excellent program indeed. So 35-34 Bulleen. Now, Grant, I didn't actually get the chance to ask this when we started the game, but have you got it? Who do you think's going to win from this point?
From here?
From here. I'm going to question without notice.
Without notice.
Bit harsh from me.
Hard, yeah. There's a toss of the coin because both teams can't get that consistency for a whole quarter.
Very tough to get a read, as you said, on either team because
the foul trouble worries me for from Dandenong issue with Anstey. The smarts of Erin Riley and Abby Ellis for Bulleen. But who could tell? Yeah, I can't call it. So it's 35 all.
Who can tell? Not you.
Yeah.
Well, that's sitting on the fence just about as well as you can, I'd suggest.
Yeah.
As we see, in and out shot, and Dandenong will now come away with it.
Have you got a winner?
I'm leaning the way of Bulleen at the moment.
Yeah.
I just think they're managing to find easier baskets so far through this game, and the likes of Abby Ellis and Kadee probably too good, and a nice step through, but a good defensive play from Bulleen, and that was definitely a foul. And I think Erin Riley, she's just been crucial for Bulleen, and her passing in a game that's been a little bit sloppy, a little bit loose with the ball. I thought Erin Riley's been excellent so far in this one.
Yeah, you mount a good case. I think also the other factor to take into consideration is the way that Chris was rotating those players early. So legs become, fresh legs for Dandenong become a major factor for them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, only 7 players here tonight for Bulleen, so really hoping that their players can play through the fatigue late in the game and still manage to deliver in what is a tight one. In fact, so tight that it's all tied up at 35.
And this zone has worked really well for Dandenong. It's really slowed Bulleen up. There, as I say again, they score.
Nice move, though, from Sophia Lacandro. Nice little jab step, kept the ball up high, easy release, buried the 2 baseline jumper. Mid-range jump shot, not always the most efficient in points per possession, as we see another mid-range jumper this time for the Rangers. Not always the most efficient in terms of points per possession, but if you've got an open one, you've got to take it, and there's some players who really have the knack of knocking him down.
10 seconds on the clock here.
Here we go, Bulleen with the final shot of the quarter. Things all tied up. Can they take the lead? 5 seconds. Alice got a definite shot.
Oh, well done.
No call. Jeez, it looked like a pretty blatant forearm in the back. Abby Ellis, geez, she takes a lot of contact, gets up, no complaints, on to the next play.
Yeah. Oh, I'd say well defended there by Dandenong.
Here we go, 3.4 on the clock. What can Bulleen do? They got Riley giving the ball in. Alice coming up, brilliant step through and buried it. It was a 3-on-1. She caught it with a head of steam, stopped, popped, step through move, and you got to take your hat off to Abby Ellis. She's put in a mountain of work as we see the replay. Look at that, sold out just about the entire Dandenong Rangers team. Puts the Boomers up by 2, heading into the final term. And Abby Ellis, how good is she?
That was fantastic. And game high 16 points now. And she really has taken Bulleen on her back, hasn't she, to sort of give them this lead and the momentum. Her speed and her smarts. Well, you called it Bulleen a couple of minutes ago, didn't you? Dandenong must come out here and stay with them.
I'll be denying that if the Rangers come out and win, by the way. So feel free to just not necessarily remember that one unless it wins. But
I'd like to see Chris will have something up his sleeve, Chris Anstey.
There is a reason, why they're here, Dandenong, no doubt about that. They won 2 close games to get here, defeating Waverley 62-60 and Hawthorn 49-45 to get to this point. A little bit easier for Bulleen. They defeated Hawthorn 60-40. They absolutely smashed them. Whereas they then beat Ringwood in that semi 67-56. So the Rangers have won close games so far this season. They'll look to do the same here in the grand final, 39-37. Fatigue. Again, a big factor. We've touched on it a bit, but a grand final with only 7 players is a little bit unheard of, but that's the situation Bulleen is in. While foul trouble for Anstey as she takes her seat on the bench could also be a worry down the stretch. We've got 8 minutes of the season. Under 18 girls, Vic Championship Grand Final. Let's see which team can step up and claim glory in the biggest game of the season.
Good structure here by Dandenong.
Looked like a travel, but maybe that 0 step coming into a play. My new favourite rule.
Yeah. They
can get away with just about everything and say that it's a 0 step.
Well, they set it up really well. They just didn't execute down towards the latter half of that play.
And after Abby Ellis made that shot to end the 3rd quarter, it would have been big if Dandenong could have just answered back and taken that right off. Great pass. Look at the step through. Erin Riley, she'll go to the line to shoot 2. And once again, it was a fundamental play. Fake pass to the corner. stepped through, and that was another foul on the interior on Dandenong. 2 free throws coming up for Erin Riley.
Yeah, great move. She found the basket. I love that pressure on the rim.
And the first is good. Great rebound, Lacandro.
Well done.
The go-go Gadget Arms. Inspector Gadget Arms just sprung out the top, tapped it to her advantage. And there's a very unconventional three-point play, but hey, you take it, as that's a deep 2, but it came off back iron there for Daniel.
Takes Lacondra to 9 points. Really spreading the load with Lacondra, Ellis and Riley. Whereas Anstey's really carrying the load on the Dandenong side.
Is that zone, as we spoke about, for Dandenong. Could have probably taken the open 3. Again, a good pass to the top.
Shot pocket. Whoa.
Just about 5. Floater, no.
Oh,
Erin Riley doing it all. Probably had more time. She probably could have gathered that and put it back in, but she went straight up with the putback. And it's a timeout on the floor here for Chris Anstey. His team down by 7. We played about a minute of the final quarter, and they've got some serious work to do. We see the replay, the floater, not quite. Erin Riley, too much time and space, and the alley-oop put back. Thank you very much.
Yep, 5-zip start at the start of the 4th here. And Dandenong really, goes without saying, they really do need to score here and stay in touch.
44-37, so it hasn't been a super high-scoring game. If this margin gets out to much more than this, you'd think it's a long way back for Dandenong, but they have the capabilities, they have the shooting to get back in this game. There's no doubt about that.
They do. Long way to go. 7 minutes in the game of basketball.
And I'm hoping that the crowd, they've been a little bit subdued. I don't know if they've been a bit intimidated by the crowd over on court 2, which is making a large racket. As we see, it's the Ringwood Hawks beating the Dandenong Rangers in the men's grand final under 30 seconds. As we see a dunk, in fact, over on that other court. Exclamation point. We say just about good night over there. Ringwood look to have won that one. But let's hope that the Rangers and Boomers crowd just lift a little bit. Give me something.
Yep. Well, you're trying.
I'm trying. I mean, unless I start getting some clappers and a big blow-up finger.
But Bulleen really look like they're really in control here. Switching the on-ball screens.
Here's Anstey in the low block.
Kick it back in.
Oh, and that is a charge. Abby Ellis did well to draw it.
Yep.
Looked fairly blatant, just a little bit of a clumsy move.
So the smarts and the experience of Bulleen coming through now.
And there's a substitution on the floor. In comes Isla Annesley. Out steps, it's like Hannafin.
And the Pies are in.
Grant just, I think he's more excited than half the crowd that's here. And there you go, Collingwood in a grand final for all those wanting to know at home.
97-58.
As we see a foul on the inside. I'll tell you what, if Bulleen can get a score here, all of a sudden time really starts to go against the Rangers, and it'll be a long way back. A gettable margin, no doubt about that. We've seen crazy things happen in basketball games, that is for sure, but could get out of hand if they don't really start turning the screws here. They overplayed Abby Ellis. Now to Riley, hesitation, flick back. They've got a full shot clock. They can take their time. Great defense. They wanted to travel. Instead, it's a jump ball, and it will stay with the Boomers. Great defense from the Rangers.
Yeah, it really was. Need to do that a couple of more times up and down the floor there. Great D. Great D.
Ooh, would have just about been 4.5 seconds, I think, there on my count. Another great hustle, and you cannot fault the players out here. They are putting their bodies on the line here to win this game, and you can't blame them. It is the championship match.
Yeah, 2 great defensive plays out of that timeout.
Spin, middle hook shot, did everything but drop. Absolutely everything but drop. Here come the Boomers, so still 7 points. Which team is going to really take this game by the throat? As we see, maybe a hand spell, a bit of a block, maybe a bit of body, but no call, and it'll be baseline ball now for the Boomers. As you see those chants and cheers come as Ringwood knock over Dandenong in the under-21 men's state champ grand final. Congratulations to them.
Nice pass.
Great pass, and got a hand to it, I think, so Once again, somebody, whether it's just an individual player, I'm not sure if it's going to be a team. At this stage, it will take any player to really step up.
Great move. Well done.
Potentially there, as we see a great finish from Ali Morgan, it will be her. And we spoke about her speed earlier, and she was lightning quick out of that.
Yeah, that was a great take. Gives her 6 points now for the game. Margin back to 5. Just over 5 to play. The game has actually swung again, hasn't it? Back to great defense again. Oh, charge.
Charge call.
Wow, great.
So here you go. This is the sniff that Dandenong needed with 5 minutes left in this one. There is the chance that they have gotten and a chance that they can really grab a hold of here if they can put the ball in the basket on this possession.
Good structure, good ball movement. Little two-man game happening.
Really putting the body in, drawing the contact. Dandenong now have time. Single digits on the shot clock though, so they want to get a wriggle on. Anstey to set the pick. Little inside-out dribble.
Nice take. Yep.
Got back in, shot the jump shot. Nobody followed the rebound. And then Annesley, almost the smallest player on the court, almost grabbed the rebound, but she couldn't quite. And Erin Riley, who's been excellent, as I've mentioned a couple times in this game. Hesitation dribble. Flicks it. Great find, Kadee.
Well
Head
done.
fake. Pull-up jumper. Bread and butter basketball from the Boomers.
Great job. Nice move, Jade Kadee. Great penetration by Riley there, creating the opportunity for that. Pushes the margin out to 7, 4:20 to play.
Ball kick to the corner. There's a 3-ball, air ball. It's a 7-point lead. 4 minutes to go, and time really starting to edge into this game and become a factor. Cannot afford to give away mid-court fouls there, Dandenong. Lost the play. There's somebody wide open in the corner. Kadee stared her down, decided not to give it to her, and that should be a charge, and is.
Yep.
So just a pressured decision then from Kadee. Had her player wide open in the corner, let that thing go, decided against it, and then gave away the ball.
Yeah, really good defense by Dandenong.
Managed to draw a couple of charges on those dribble drives.
They're still in there.
So 7 points the margin, 3:45 to play. That's another tough take, and this is my issue here with Dandenong. They're attacking the rim well, but they're just not getting that penetration and dish, and they're, in the end, settling for maybe slightly too tough shots over the top defenders.
Yep.
Ball across the top. There's the pick. Hard pick, in fact.
5 on the shot
Basket
clock.
here. They've got to get it up. Riley makes the beautiful drive, but couldn't finish. Wanted some contact.
Oh.
Geez, that's got to be a foul, you'd think. And Abby Ellis wasn't happy about it, but almost went the body slam off the top turnbuckle there.
Love the intensity and the desire.
As I mentioned in our previous broadcast, I'm not one to speak about foul calls because I don't think I ever committed a foul in my basketballing career, Grant, but that looked pretty blatant to me.
Yeah. There's no real argument there from the bench.
Oh, and almost another one as she almost went piling in.
Look inside here. Anstey's making a really good target.
Great drive, but great defense. Still somehow managed to get the shot up.
Oh.
Foul on Anstey. She wanted to travel. She wanted to foul on Lacandro. Doesn't get it. That will be at least number 4. We'll wait and see what the officials bring up. Yep, number 4. So one more. And Isabel Anstey's out of the game, but with 3 minutes left, you have to gamble. You have to leave her out there because there's no time quite like the present. Lacandro, she's made one from here before, and that was another one.
Looked really good until it got near the rim. That was a good look.
Looked really good until it evolved.
Yeah. Great seal. Oh.
Geez, made it tough for herself with her length. She can probably just turn around and jump hook that one over the top.
And again, another good look by Dandenong. Just can't finish.
And with 2.5 minutes to go, Abby Ellis wanted a foul. I tell you what, she's not going to give that ball up. It is a jump. It will stay with Bulleen. I don't think we've had a player end up on the ground quite as much as Abby Ellis.
She competes.
Credit to her.
She's a leader, that's no doubt.
Puts her body on the line 100%.
Dandenong are running out of time here. 2:26 to play.
Yeah, this game is certainly threatening to fizzle out almost, as there's almost a mid-court foul because time is truly against them. A basket here from Bulleen with 6 on the shot clock. Now down to 5. Abby Ellis. Can she put the dagger in the Rangers' coffin? Step through. Turn around. Jay. No, not quite. Off back iron. And Dandenong. The door is left ajar. Can they slam through it?
Good D.
No charge. They've been pretty happy to make that call. Not there.
Great take. Oh, wow.
And
did everything but make the basket.
In the interior has been a nightmare, Grant.
And then give a foul.
And that will be free throws for Alice, as she has a chance now to push it out to 8 points and then potentially 9. There'll be a timeout on the floor. Anstie now looking to roll the dice. He'll likely, you think, instill some sort of full court pressure, something along those lines.
This quarter, there's got to be at least 4 or 5 layups almost that Dandenong have missed. That last one in particular, when you need that scoreboard ticking over in your favour.
That last one probably the easiest of the lot.
Yeah.
Credit to Bulleen, though. They have made every shot a tough one. So got to give credit to them there. But
And I love the way that Dandenong is still trying to get to the rim. Just got to be able to finish that off.
46 to 39 a minute. 48 left on the clock. It'll be 2 free throws for Bulleen. They have a chance to push it out, as we see Chris Anstie on your screen trying to get something out of his players to get them over the line here. The season is on the line in this last minute and 48 seconds.
Still time, but they've really got to be...
An eternity in basketball, but as you say, they've got to be super efficient, which so far they haven't really been.
No, they haven't. 2 points for the quarter to date.
When you put it like that, geez, it looks like it's a long way off for the Rangers, but as we know, grand finals, anything can happen. Well, we've got this one last opportunity. Again, another shout out to our great mates, Sportscast Australia. Put this stream together, and it's been top-notch stuff. These replays, different angles, scoreboard. I'll say replays again because they're that good. I love them that much. Credit to them, Sportscast Australia. So you can find them sportscastaustralia.com.au. And credit to the VJBL, the Melbourne United VJBL, and Basketball Victoria for putting on a great season and a great show here tonight. As we see, the first is nailed by Abby Ellis, and she's been the standout for Bulleen Green.
She has been. She has been the leader all the way through. Great foul shots there. Pushing the margin now out to 9. It makes it tough.
And we thought fatigue may play a factor, but the Boomers have just been solid throughout. And normally with the main 5 playing as well as another missed layup. And surprisingly, I thought that might have been out on Anstie.
Yeah. Abby Ellis has been great. That's 18 points now for her, and really led the team defensively too.
So what can they draw up? They've got to get the ball in. They finally do. Nice little hesitation dribble, step back jumper. Let that thing go.
Let it go.
Had the same idea there.
Yeah, we did.
Clearly.
Just get it over. Get it over.
Not afraid. We didn't need to be asked twice to shoot the ball, that's for sure. Hey, if you've got it, you may as well let it go. Good pressure here from Dandenong. The great ball movement from Bulleen. Oh, excellent pass.
Well done.
I've been harping on it all game, but Erin Riley had her shooters out on the perimeter, looked that way, took a dribble to the top, and then flicked the ball back in. And that is out to double digits. Just about good night, you would think, here
tough
for
from here.
the Rangers.
Oh, great job, Ellie. Oh, unsportsmanlike called.
And not really what you want, just a bit of emotion coming into play. It is an emotional time. It's high intensity, all the pressure. It's a grand final. Your team's probably out of the game, but a little bit unnecessary, especially now to be free throws, and then Bulleen will get the ball back and it's hit far out of reach now for the Boomers. Sorry, for the Rangers. And credit to Bulleen, they've done an excellent job, no doubt about that. Moving the ball around when they've needed to and making those extra passes and those passes to the interior. The penetration dish has been the big thing, I thought, and Dandenong just haven't been able to do the same stuff. As Riley's wide open out on the perimeter.
Let the clock be a friend now.
Ball over onto the 45, as you say, with the shot clock resetting to 24 on a lot of these plays, you can take your time, and that is short.
Wow.
Neither team able to get the ball going from three-point land, but it hasn't really hurt Bulleen.
Great job by Abby Ellis on D there to stop that shot.
Anstie stepping out. That's not her finest moment, but as you say, great job, Abby Ellis. The team's up by 13. You're probably excused, especially when you've played pretty much all but 20 seconds of the game, to maybe let that one go for a layup, but she's playing right to the final buzzer.
And game high 20 points for her right now.
Are they going to foul? Surely not. You wouldn't think so with this game so far out of hand. It'll be a double teaming situation, and there comes the foul. Now, interestingly, this rule change come in into FIBA where if you don't make a play at the ball, it's an unsportsmanlike foul. Now, in a situation like that, it's fairly obvious, you would think. But I mean, I'm with the referees here. You let the ball go. If they do make some sort of play on the ball, you've got to let it.
Yeah, you'd like to think common sense, particularly the way we've been brought up about the game too. And particularly when you're watching the NCAA or college NBA basketball, you foul and try and stop the clock. It's part of your strategy. Oh, no.
Oh, and that's just about sums up Danny Collins' game, you might think. As NC passed the ball without
just dribble
looking.
it out. Nope.
Maybe one last chance, no foul. And that will be all she wrote here for the under-18 VC Grand Final girls. It is the Bulleen Boomers who are the champions, and rightfully so. They finished the season on top, 17-1 record. They breeze their way through the finals, and they take home a 54-41 win. It was a close game, but in the last quarter, they turned the screws up defensively. They come away winners, which I think I predicted, Grant. But anyways,
you did, well done.
Your thoughts on what was an interesting game that sadly fizzled out towards the end, but was still a high quality, and you've got to commend the players for putting their body on the line throughout the game.
I mean, it's the final game of the season, but just the depth and the leadership by Bulleen ended up with Abby Ellis with 20 points, Erin Riley with 13, Sophie Lacondra with 11 points. The depth and that, that was a factor. Maybe I was thinking it would be a factor with Dandenong with the fresh legs later, but they had the momentum of the game. They had the game flow going with Bulleen. For the Rangers, we just had the one player in double figures in points, and that's Anstey, who didn't actually score in that last quarter.
And encountered some foul trouble.
Yes.
We see both teams now in a tight huddle, and that's what you've got to love about team sports and things like that. No matter what the result, they're both happy to stick together, and we see Chris Anstey on your screen just making sure his girls keep their heads up on what's been a good year for them. They came in as underdogs, 15-3 on the year. They gave it a good shake, but couldn't quite get there. Now, our man on the sideline, Craig Freeman, as soon as Grant Cadee comes out of his huddle for Bulleen, Craig's going to grab him for an interview, post-game interview. Quickly, your best on court?
I don't think you can go past Abby Ellis for me. I thought she was brilliant.
Abby Ellis.
Both ends of the floor.
Indeed, she was excellent and scored right when her team needed to. I go a close second, Erin Riley. I was big on her game. I thought she really did some excellent things. Maybe not putting the ball in the hole herself, but would have come up with at least 6 or 7 assists, you'd think. And just really smart play and great court vision, which sometimes players can get a little bit flustered in grand finals, and that can escape them. But high quality players. We see our man Craig just grabbing Grant Cadee now, so we'll throw down to them in about 2 seconds as we see Craig gives us the thumbs up. So now down on the sideline is reigning coach, the champion Grant Cadee, with our man Craig Freeman.
So I'm joined by Grant Cadee. Congratulations, huge season. You guys went 17-1 and capped it off. What's the feeling like?
Oh, it's really great. You know, these girls worked hard all year. Talked about our defence. The grand finals are always a bit shaky offensively and scrappy, and to their credit, to hold a team that good to 41 points was really the thing that saved the day.
And as I said, you guys had a great regular season. You lost to Lily Scanlon that midway point. How was that, getting through that? Right, it should have been a key starter on this team.
Well, we lost Gemma Potter too early in the season, so losing 2 Sapphires, you saw we only had 7 players tonight. It's obviously a challenge. It meant that we had to play people out of position and change a few things, but to the girls' credit, they had adapted to what we had to do, and by committee, we got it done.
And this group of girls through the season, what's it been like coaching them, and what's it mean to finish off a great season with them?
Oh, look, we had a rough draw at the Classic and didn't get where we wanted to go, so we stood out the back there and talked about the fact that this is the best league in Australia, and this championship means a lot, and that we didn't want to stand in that room tonight and not have a gold medal. So to their credit, we dug in the second half of the year, and I'm really proud of them. And they've been together a long time. Most of these kids were here at under 12, so for some of them, that's the end because they're finished, and for the others, I'll get a chance to come and do it again next year.
Awesome. Congratulations again, and best of luck moving forward next season with your future coaching.
No worries. Thanks very much.
So there you have it, some great stuff, great insight from Grant Cadee. Thank you to him for giving his time up, and good stuff from Craig Freeman, our man on the sidelines courtside there. So Grant, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me, mate. Any final words on that game and what we just saw?
No, congratulations to Bulleen. It's a fantastic effort. Great end of year for those girls, particularly those finishing their sort of junior career in under-18s. Dandenong should be proud of themselves too. Great season. And I like the way that Chris Anstey is just continuing the teaching moment there, keeping the girls on track. Well done to you.
Thank you very much, sir. I couldn't put it better myself there, just on Anstey and the Boomers, congratulating them. So thank you for joining us. It's been a great night of basketball. Shout out to the VJBL, the Melbourne United VJBL, all of their sponsors, Basketball Victoria, and our great mate Sportscast Australia for putting this one together. That's us done up here in the box. We hope you've had a great night, and we hope you have an even better weekend. Look at the step through. Erin Riley. Great rebound, Lacandro.
Well done.
The go-go gadget to the top.
Shot pocket. Whoa.
Just about 5. Floater, no.
Oh,
Erin Riley doing it all. Flicks it. Great find, Cadee. Head fake, pull-up jumper. Bread and butter basket from Bulleen. Oh, excellent pass.
Well done.
I've been harping on it all game, but Erin Riley had a shoot.